You're listening to Fortune Double's Timeless Books, reimagined for real life. Imagine your brain like a flashlight. Where you aim it, that's what you see. What you don't aim at stays in the dark. Now think about your daily life emails, messages, multitasking madness. Where's your flashlight pointing? The book here is to help you aim it better, to get more done, feel more alive, and think more clearly than ever. Because the truth is, attention is your most valuable resource. Not time, not energy, not money, just attention and how you use it. That's the difference between thriving and just surviving. After spending a year experimenting with every productivity tip imaginable, author discovered a simple truth. If you master your attention, you master your life. Let's start with one. Core idea. Most people live in a state of distraction. It's not your fault. Phones, alerts, open tabs, background noise, they all compete for your focus, and they win. Because distraction is default, but focus, that's intentional. It's an act of self-respect. So here's what this book is about. It teaches you to mental modes. Hyper-focus for deep. Meaningful work, scatter focus for creativity and rest. It's not about focusing 100% of the time. It's about knowing when to focus and when to let go. Both modes matter, and toggling between them. That's the real skill. Ever try working on something important, and suddenly you're checking apps like Instagram, Facebook? That's your brain resisting effort. It craves novelty. But deep work gives you progress, meaning results, author says. The more intentional you are with your attention, the more control you have over your life. Let that sink in. You don't need 12 hours of productivity hacks. You need awareness. You need boundaries. You need a flashlight that doesn't flicker. Let's break it down. Your brain can only hold one complex thought at a time. So when you multitask, you're not actually doing two things at once. You're rapidly switching. And every switch comes with a cost. Time, focus, energy, gone in microseconds. That's why multitasking feels like progress, but leaves you drained. Imagine Lisa, marketing manager. She's writing a pitch, replying to emails, slacking her team, and checking analytics. For hours in, she feels exhausted. But nothing's truly done. Now picture Lisa using hyperfocus. She blocks 90 minutes, turns on Do Not Disturb, and works on just one thing. The pitch. Result. It's done. It's strong. She feels sharp and proud. Same hours, different outcomes. That's the power of directing your attention. So, try this right now. Pick one task that matters. Set a 20-minute timer. Turn off all distractions. Focus on just that. It's nothing else. It's like weightlifting for your brain. And it works. Quick recap: attention is your most limited resource. Most people live distracted by default. You can train your mind to focus with intention. Deep work isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. So can take an action plan. Like audit your day. Where does your attention go? Write it down. Pick one focus session daily, 20 to 90 minutes. No distractions. Make it sacred. Practice awareness. When you drift, gently return. No guilt. Just refocus. You don't need to become a productivity robot. Just a person who's aware and in control. Next, we'll explore how to enter hyperfocus mode step by step. But for now, just remember, your attention shapes your reality. So choose wisely where you shine that light. Now let's dive into the 4 stages of hyperfocus. It's all about how to actually enter and maintain deep focus using a simple mental process that anyone can master. If deep focus feels like a superpower, that's because it is. But here's the good news. You don't have to be a monk or a genius to access it. Hyperfocus. The ability to give your full attention to one meaningful task follows a repeatable process. There are 4 stages, and once you understand them, you can enter deep work mode almost on command. Here they are. Choose a productive object of attention. Eliminate distractions. Focus on that object. Redirect when your mind wanders. Let's walk through each one like a mentor guiding you through. Workout plan for your brain. Stage 1. Choose a productive object of attention. It starts with intention. What do you want to focus on? Not what's urgent, not what's loud, but what matters. Ask yourself, what's the most meaningful thing I can be working on right now? If everything feels important, pick the one that moves your life or work forward. Big or small, doesn't matter. What matters is that you choose. Because when you don't choose, the world chooses for you. And it'll usually pick distractions stage. 2. Eliminate distractions. Now that you know where to aim your flashlight, time to clear the room. Turn off notifications. Close extra tabs. Silence your phone. Put it in another room. Tell others you'll be unavailable for 30 minutes. Use noise-canceling headphones. Set boundaries with the outside world. Remember, every time you switch tasks, you leak mental energy. Hyperfocus only works when your attention isn't under attack. Distractions are like cracks in a dam. Even the tiniest ones weaken your focus. Flood stage 3. Focus on that object. This is where the magic starts. With your environment clear and your mind set, dive in. Don't wait to feel in the mood. Start action creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. Use a timer if it helps. Work in 25, 45, or 90-minute sprints, whatever suits you. And if resistance shows up, push gently through it. Hyperfocus isn't a trance, it's a skill. And like any skill, the more you practice, the better you get. Stage 4. Redirect. When your mind wanders, spoiler, you will get distracted. That's not failure, it's human. The goal isn't perfect focus. The goal is to notice when your mind drifts and come back. No guilt, no drama. Just notice. Name it return. Author calls it mental push-ups. Every time you catch yourself wandering and redirect, you're training your attention muscles. It's not interruption, it's growth. Let's take a scenario. Think of James, a software developer. He needs to write code, but keeps checking Slack, scrolling Twitter, and peeking at news alerts. Frustrated, he tries the 4-step method. Chooses one task. Finish the login module. Puts phone in another room. Closes all tabs. Except one. Sets a 30-minute timer. Within minutes, he's in the zone. He notices his mind drift at minute 18, but instead of quitting, he gently returns. By minute 30, he's not just done, he's proud. That's hyperfocus. In action, let us see what you can apply today. Try the 4-stage cycle. On a small task today, pick one important thing. Turn off every distraction you can. Work on it with full attention. And when you wander, come back. Even 15 minutes counts. It's not about how long you stay focused. It's about how often you return. Hyperfocus. It's in a mystery. It's a method. You choose your task. Cut distractions. Dive in. And come back. The redirection part is the practice. You get better with repetition, not perfection. You can take an action plan like pick one high-impact task. Not urgent, meaningful. Clear your space and mind. Set a timer. Remove distractions. Start and gently turn. Every drift is a chance to refocus stronger. You don't need more hours. You need more presence. And presence is built one moment at a time. Now, we'll explore how to break free from distraction. Loops and why our brains are wired to seek stimulation, even at the cost of our goals. But for now, remember this. Focus isn't force. It's choice, and redirection is strength. Let's see why distraction feels good but destroys progress. And it's all about understanding the psychology behind distraction so you can stop it from running your life. Ever sit down to do something important? Then suddenly find yourself checking your phone, rearranging icons, or Googling something random? Yeah, you're not alone. Here's the thing. Distraction doesn't feel bad. It feels good. It's like junk food for your brain. Tasty in the moment, but totally empty. Why is that? Because your brain is wired for novelty. Every new notification, every shiny headline, every dopamine hit from scrolling, they all feel rewarding. Even if they're not moving you forward, this is how your attention gets hijacked, not by evil apps or evil tech, but by the biology of your brain craving stimulation. Author breaks it down. We're not wired to focus. We're wired to seek. That insight is powerful because once you understand what your brain is doing, you can take back the steering wheel. Let's be honest. Distraction is easier than focus. It feels faster, more fun, less work. That's why we default to it, especially when we're tired, bored, or overwhelmed. But here's the trade-off. What feels good now often steals from what feels right later. Let's take a scenario. Picture Dev, a freelance designer. He opens his laptop to work on a client project. Within 10 minutes, he's knee-deep in YouTube, checking stock prices, and watching a just one more tutorial. The deadline's still looming. His stress grows. He feels busy, but nothing's actually done. Dev's not lazy. He's human. His brain simply followed its wiring. Avoid effort. Chase novelty. So how do we break free? Author suggests we shift our relationship with distraction by doing 3 things. Make distractions less accessible. Make focus more intentional. Stand the emotional trigger. Look at each. 1. Make distractions less accessible. Out of sight, out of mind. Log out of social media. Use website blockers. Put your phone in another room. Make it harder to indulge in mindless behaviors. If you can open Instagram in one swipe, guess what? You will. But if you have to go find your phone, unlock it, and open the app, you'll think twice too. Make focus more intentional. Wait to feel like focusing. Set rituals. Light a candle. Play focus music. Open one tab only. Signal to your brain, this is work time. Just like athletes have pre-game routines.
Ow.
You need pre-focus rituals. It tells your mind, we're shifting modes now.
Ow.
3. Understand the emotional trigger. Distraction often starts with discomfort. You feel anxious, or bored, or unsure where to begin, so your brain seeks escape. Notice that moment. Ask, what am I avoiding right now? It's not always about willpower. It's about awareness. Once you name the emotion, you regain control. You can apply something like try a distraction journal for one day. Every time you catch yourself drifting, write it down. What were you doing? What were you avoiding? How did it feel? Just one day of this can reveal patterns you've never seen. And once you see it, you can change it. Quick recap on what we learned. Distraction. It feels good because it's wired into your brain. Novelty releases dopamine. But steals progress. You can interrupt the loop by making distractions harder to reach. Focus is a choice, supported by ritual and awareness behind. Every distraction is a feeling you're trying to avoid. You can take an action plan, like cut, frictionless. Distractions, log out, block, or delete. Create a 3-step focus ritual. Set a vibe that says go time. Pause and name your urge. What emotion is triggering your escape? You don't need to fight your brain. You just need to understand it. Now, we will unlock the magic of scatter focus, a creative, restful mode that turns mind-wandering into your secret weapon. But for now, just remember, what feels good in the moment can quietly rob you of what matters most. Choose presence over pleasure. Choose depth over dopamine. Most productivity advice tells you to fight distraction and stay laser-focused at all costs. But author flips the script. He introduces scatter focus, a counterintuitive, creative superpower that unlocks insight, solves problems, restores your energy. Let's deep dive into it. Here's a radical idea. What if mind wandering isn't a weakness, but a secret weapon? Say that again. Letting your thoughts drift on purpose can actually make you smarter, more creative, and more productive. Author calls this state scatter focus. And if hyperfocus is like a flashlight, then scatter focus is like a lantern. It lights up the entire room. You've probably felt it before. You're walking the dog, in the shower, folding laundry, and suddenly, boom, a brilliant idea pops in. A problem solves itself. That's not random. That's scatter focus. Author breaks it down into 3 powerful types of scatter focus. Capture mode, problème crunching. modelets. Look at each one, how to unlock them. 1. Capture mode. This is about letting ideas bubble up and catching them before they drift away. When your mind is relaxed and roaming, it connects the dots between things you weren't even thinking about. But here's the catch. Most people don't capture these insights, they forget them. You need a system, a notebook, an app, voice memos, anything that can hold your flashes of insight. Because once your mind starts delivering gold, you'd better have a place to mine it. Point 2. Problem crunching mode. This one's a game changer. Got a tricky problem you can't crack? Don't sit at your desk grinding. Get up, walk, rake leaves, do something routine and low effort. When you do that, your conscious mind relaxes and your subconscious goes to work behind the scenes. It's like putting your brain on silent download mode later. The answer will pop into your head. Fully formed? You didn't push your way there. You let it come. Point 3. Planning. This type of scatter focus happens when you zoom out. You're not grinding through a to-do list. You're imagining your week, your year, your future self. It's long range. Thinking this mode lets you connect your daily grind to your bigger vision. No pressure, no deadlines, just gentle reflection. It's where clarity lives. Meet Priya. She's a startup founder, juggling investor calls, hiring, and a product launch. She spends most of her day in hyper-focus, typing, responding, pushing, but every morning. She takes a 30-minute walk without her phone. No podcast, no music, just her thoughts. During those walks, her best decisions arrive. From hiring strategy to product pivots, they come not when she's forcing them, but when she's letting them emerge. That's the lantern effect. That's scatter focus. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They confuse consumption with scatter focus. Scrolling Instagram? It's not scatter focus. Binging Netflix? It's not it either. To unlock scatter focus, your mind needs freedom to wander. No noise, no dopamine drip. Just space. What you can do today is set a 10-minute mind-wandering break today. No phone, no stimulation. Just do something simple. Dishes, walking, staring out a window, but keep a notepad nearby. You'll be shocked at what floats up. Scatter focus is your brain's creative recharge. Mode it improves insight. Problem solving and planning. There are 3 types. Capture, crunching, and planning. It works best during quiet, undistracted activities. You must protect space for your mind to wander. Action plan you can take is schedule 1 daily scatter focus block. Walk, clean, rest, phone free, carry a capture tool. Always have a way to write down insights. Ask one question before each session. What problem, idea, or goal do you want your mind to simmer on? You don't need to be on all the time. Your best ideas often arrive when you stop chasing them, so build space into your day. It's not just for doing, but for thinking. Now we will explore the traps of unconscious attention and how to stop your focus from being stolen without you even realizing it. But for now, remember, silence is not empty. It's full of answers. Author now reveals the hidden enemy of productivity and clarity: unconscious attention. It's not loud, obvious distraction. It's the quiet hijacking of your mind without you even realizing. There's a thief in your brain. It doesn't wear a mask. It doesn't make a sound. It slips in quietly and steals your attention. This thief is called unconscious attention, and it's one of the biggest reasons you feel scattered, stressed, and stuck. So what is it? It's unconscious attention is when your mind gets pulled somewhere without your permission. It's that moment you open your phone to check the time. Suddenly you're on your 4th Instagram reel. Or when you sit down to work, find yourself knee-deep in an article you didn't mean to click. It feels automatic, like you got hijacked, and that's because you did. Author says this happens when we operate on autopilot. When we don't consciously decide what we're doing, the world decides for us. When we don't control our attention, someone else will. That's not just a quote, it's a warning. Because the cost of unconscious attention isn't just wasted time. It's lost momentum, lost clarity, lost identity. Let's go deeper. There are two types of attention we use every day. Intentional attention, when you choose where your mind goes. Unconscious attention, when your environment or emotion chooses for you. Hyperfocus and scatterfocus are intentional. They help you grow, create, and restore. But unconscious attention, that's background noise. Mental junk food. It fills your mind without feeding it. Take Aaron, an aspiring writer. He sets out to draft a new chapter, opens his laptop, but first checks his email. One message pulls him into a Slack thread, which reminds him of a task he forgot, which sends him Googling a software tool, which lands him on YouTube. 2 hours later, chapter's still blank. Arun didn't choose any of that. He drifted. That's unconscious attention in action. So how do we fight it? Not with willpower, but with awareness and design. Let's look at the three forces that drive unconscious attention and how to flip them in your favor. 1. Triggers. These are cues that spark your autopilot mode. The buzz of a notification, the red dot on an app. Even sitting in a certain chair can trigger scrolling to take back control. Notice your triggers. What pulls your mind the most? Once you see the pattern, you can start interrupting it. Point 2. Accessibility. If something's easy to access, it's easy to fall into. Keep your most tempting distractions one tap away. You'll tap so, create friction. Log out of apps. Use blockers like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Delete shortcuts from your home screen. Make distractions harder to reach. And focus easier to start. Asterisk 3. Internal states. Sometimes the trigger isn't outside. It's inside. You're tired, anxious, overwhelmed, so your brain seeks escape, and unconscious attention kicks in. To shift this, ask, what feeling am I avoiding right now? Name it. Feel it. Then choose something that supports you instead of numbing you. What you can apply to day. Pick one 30-minute block. Today, to go full intentional mode, turn off notifications. Choose one task and track every time. If you feel the pull to switch, you'll be shocked how often your brain tries to wander, but every redirection builds strength. Let's have a recap in conscious. Tension is the silent killer of focus. It happens when your environment or emotions choose your attention for you. You can fight it by recognizing triggers, adding friction, feeling your internal cues. Focus is less about discipline, more about design. 3-step action. Plan. Identify your biggest unconscious trigger. Is it your phone? A website? A mood? Add friction. Log out. Hide apps. Set a timer before opening distractions. Choose presence over autopilot. When you drift, don't judge. Just return. You don't need a perfect mind, just a present one. And presence comes from choosing where your attention goes again and again. Now we will dive into how to build a focus-friendly environment, so your surroundings help you instead of hijacking you. Asterisk, but for now, remember, if you don't program your attention, something else will. So take the wheel. Now we will make theory turns into practice. Till now we trained your mind, now train your space. Author shows us that your environment isn't neutral. It's either fueling your focus, or constantly fracturing it. Focus isn't just a mental game, it's physical. Your space either supports your attention or silently sabotages it. Author puts it simply, your environment is the invisible hand guiding your focus. So if you want more clarity, more control, more meaningful work, you've got to design for it. And the best part, you don't need a fancy office or perfect setup, just a few intentional shifts. Let's dive into how. Picture this. You sit at your desk, phone buzzing, tabs wide open, desk cluttered with reminders, receipts, and to-do lists. The TV's playing in another room. Email pings again. Sound familiar? That's not a workspace. That's a distraction trap. And you're not failing at focus. Your environment is failing you. So let's flip that. There are 4 levers to designing for. Hyperfocus. Visual cows digital. Setup, noise, and sound, energy flow. Let's break them down. 1. Visual accuser. Eyes are connected to your brain's alert system. The more stuff your eyes see, the more your mind tries to process. That's why clutter kills clarity. So declutter. Your workspace, clear off your desk. Leave out only what supports your current task. Example: if you're writing, only have your notebook, laptop, maybe a warm drink. Remove everything else. Your mind mirrors your environment. Clean space. It's clean thinking too. Digital setup. Now this one's big. Your digital world can feel calm or chaotic. If your desktop has 40 icons, if you have 12 tabs open, if your phone lights up every 2 minutes, it's not digital hygiene. That's digital noise. Try this. Full screen your active window. Keep only 1 to 2 tabs open. Use apps like Freedom or FocusMate to block interruptions. Move. Distracting apps off your home screen, or better yet, log out. Make it easier to focus than to wander. 3. Noise and sound silence is golden. But it's not always possible. If you can't get silence, try sound design. Put on instrumental music, white noise, or ambient sounds. No lyrics. No drama. Create an audio bubble that says, "This is focus time." Bonus. Use the same playlist each time. Your brain will start associating that sound with deep work. It becomes a ritual for energy. Flow environment isn't just visual or digital, it's emotionally. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I sit here, inspired or restless? If your chair is uncomfortable, your lighting's harsh. Or your back aches, you'll drift, no matter how disciplined you are. So adjust your posture. Move closer to natural light. Use scents, textures, and temperature to create a space that feels good to be in. When your body feels safe and steady, your mind can go deep. Imagine Sonia, remote project manager. Her desk used to be buried in papers, sticky notes, snack wrappers. Every meeting, every task, it all blurred together. After reading Hyperfocus, she simplified. 1 notebook, 1 laptop, noise-canceling headphones. She added a small plant, soft lamp, no phone in sight. Now, when she sits down, her brain knows it's go time. Less chaos, more clarity. She didn't change her job. She changed her environment, and that changed everything. Let's apply something today. Take 10 minutes, right? Now, clear your desk. Close extra tabs. Put your phone on airplane mode. Turn on 1 focus song. Then start your most important task. Notice how different it feels. Focus is easier when your space supports it. Quick recap. Your environment shapes your attention. Clutter equals confusion. Simplicity equals clarity. Reduce visual noise, digital clutter, and sensory chaos. Use sound, light, posture, and emotion to create a focus zone. You don't need perfect, just intentional action plan. You can take today's lecture 1 area. Start with your desk or digital desktop. Build a focus ritual. Same sound. Same setup equals mental trigger. Protect 1 space in your life. A room. Desk. A chair where only focused work happens. You don't have to control everything, but you can design a space that helps you show up. Calm, clear, and in command. Now, we'll explore how to make hyperfocus a daily habit, not just something you do when you feel like it. But for now, just remember, your environment whispers to your brain. Make sure it's saying the right things. So far, we've learned how to control attention, eliminate distraction, and design a space that supports deep focus. But what if all of that became automatic? What if hyperfocus wasn't something you had to fight for, but something that flowed naturally into your day? That's what this chapter is all about, turning hyperfocus into a daily habit. And once you do that, you unlock something few people ever feel: creative freedom with clarity. But let's get real. You can't wait to feel like focusing, because some days, motivation won't show up. What does show up every day? Habits, author says. It's not about discipline, but it's about systems. You don't need to force your brain into deep work. You just need to build rhythms that invite it. Let's break it down. There are 3 keys to building a hyperfocus habit. Create a daily anchor start. With a cue, track the wins one. Create a daily anchor. Think of this as your sacred focus block. It's the time in your day where you always do deep work, no matter what. Morning, afternoon, late night, doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Start small. 15 to 30 minutes is enough. Same time, same place, every day. It's your creative dojo, your mental gym. No distractions allowed. The repetition trains your brain. When I'm here, I go deep. 2. Start with a cue. Habits begin with a trigger. So give your hyper-focus. Block a starting signal. Light a candle. Put on the same. Music. Open your notebook. Close all tabs except one. It doesn't matter what the cue is. As long as it's the same every time, that cue becomes your on switch. Your mind shifts, gears automatically. 3. Track the wins. Here's the magic of momentum. Even a tiny win creates forward motion. Keep hyper-focus log. Write down what you worked on, how long you stayed focused, how it felt. Over time, you'll see a pattern. More clarity, less stress, deeper results. And here's the best part. Your identity starts to shift. You go from someone trying to focus to someone who does deep work. Think of Luis, a product designer juggling meetings, emails, in team chaos. After reading Hyperfocus, he started small. Every morning at 9 a.m. He'd block off 45 minutes, phone on airplane mode, noise-canceling headphones. One goal: design. At first it felt awkward, but after a week, didn't even think about it. He just dropped in. Clients started noticing projects speed up, stress went down. Luis didn't get more time. He got more presence. That's the power of habit. But what? If you miss a day, no shame. No guilt. Just come back the next day. Focus isn't about being perfect. It's about coming. It's back to center. Over and over again. What you can apply to day pick. A time block tomorrow. Even just 20 minutes. Set it as your hyper-focus habit starter. Make it the same every weekday. Use the same cue. Track the time and the task in 1 week. It'll feel automatic. Quick recap. Hyperfocus becomes easier when you ritualize it. 2's time. Cues and tracking to build the habit. You don't need long blocks. Just intentional ones. The more consistent you are, the less effort it takes. Action plan you can take today. Block 1 time daily for deep work. Make it sacred. Even if it's short, design a cue, music, scent, lighting, or space. Track each session. Note your energy wins and insights you don't need. More motivation, you need a rhythm. And once hyperfocus becomes part of your daily flow, it doesn't just change your output. It changes who you are. Next, we will explore how to use distraction on purpose. Yes, you heard that right. To reset your brain and increase focus long term. But for now, remember, habits build identity. Identity builds momentum. And momentum builds your future. Author introduces a counterintuitive truth. Sometimes the best way to focus better is to step away. Here's something you don't hear often. To focus better, you sometimes have to disconnect on purpose. Sounds backwards, right? But author says distraction isn't always the enemy. Some distractions are necessary. They give our minds space to breathe. Not all distraction is created equal. There's the kind that numbs your brain, and there's the kind that restores it. This chapter is about the second kind, productive distraction. Let's be clear, mindless scrolling, clickbait, or YouTube rabbit holes. That's not what we're talking about. Those are junk distractions. They drain energy and fragment your mind. But then there are strategic, purposeful, restorative distractions. Breaks that recharge you, rituals that reset you, activities that calm your nervous system and open space for deeper thinking. And here's why they matter. Focus is a limited resource. Your attention gets tired, just like your muscles do. If you keep forcing it without pause, you burn out, zone out, or spiral into distraction anyway. So instead, we build in intentional distraction. There are 3 types of productive distraction that author recommends: active physical breaks, creative wander breaks, connection breaks, Let's unpack each one. 1. Active physical. Breaks when your brain feels foggy. Move your body. Take a walk. Stretch. Do 5 jumping jacks. Wash the dishes. Water the plants. It doesn't need to be intense. Just movement. Movement refreshes mental energy. It resets your nervous system and brings blood back to your prefrontal cortex, your focus center. Next time you feel stuck, don't. Push harder. Stand up and move. You'll come back sharper too. Creative wander breaks. These are designed to spark insight. It's not just rest. It's when you step away on purpose to let your mind wander. You're not consuming content. You're letting your thoughts float. Try showering without music, driving without a podcast, sitting on the porch. Phone-free. These quiet gaps are where scatter focus happens. You'll be surprised what your brain serves up when you stop filling every silence. 3. Connection breaks. Humans aren't robots. We're wired for connection. And sometimes it's the most productive thing you can do is laugh, vent, chat. Listen. Grab a coffee with a coworker. Text a friend. Play with your kid for 10 minutes. These moments recharge your emotional battery, and that helps. You return to focus with more energy. We don't just need less distraction, we need better distraction. Let's meet Dana, a high-performing project lead. She used to work non-stop, no breaks, no chit-chat, just grind. But her productivity hit a wall. After reading Hyperfocus, she started building in 3 short breaks daily, a 10-minute walk mid-morning, screen-free lunch with a coworker, quiet journaling pause at 4 p.m., and guess what? Her brain cleared, her energy lasted, her ideas got better, because her mind had room to breathe. Distraction didn't derail her, it refueled her. What you can apply. Today, schedule 1 productive distraction break for tomorrow, not a kill time. BREAKA, reset, break. Pick something, a walk, a chat, a quiet tea moment, phone off, mind open, then return to your task and feel the shift. Let's take a quick recap. Not all distraction is bad. Some fuels your focus movement. Silence and human connection restore attention. Focus works best when it's balanced with pause intentionally. Stepping away can lead to your best ideas and energy, so what action plan you can take today? 2 intentional breaks to your day, even. 10 minutes is powerful. Choose quality over passive distractions. No doom scrolling. Go for something nourishing. Return to your task with presence. Notice how clarity proves when you step away with purpose. You don't have to go hard all day to get great work done. You just need rhythm. Rest gives. Focus gives. Rest gives focus. It's not lazy. It's sustainable. Next, we will unpack how your working memory, your mental RAM, shapes your ability to focus. Plan and execute with power. But for now, remember, distraction isn't the enemy. Mindless distraction is so unplug, move, reflect, connect then. Come back brighter than before. Author unlocks the concept of working memory, your brain's mental workspace. It's where focus, decisions, and creative thinking all happen. And where overload quietly kills your productivity, picture your brain like a WHITE bow. It's where you write down what you're thinking about right now, what you're trying to solve, what you're planning to do next. That whiteboard is your working memory, and it's one of the most powerful, yet fragile parts of your mind. Author says, working memory is where the magic of focus actually happens. But here's the problem. That whiteboard, small. You can only hold about 3 to 5 things at once before it starts smudging, skipping, or shutting down. That's why understanding and protecting your working memory is a game changer. Let's break it down. What is working memory? It's the part of your brain that holds information temporarily, so you can use it in the moment. Like when you remember a phone number long enough to dial it, or juggle ideas while writing. Keep track of steps in a project. It's short-term, mental bandwidth, and it's limited when you overload it. Things slip, you get foggy, you make mistakes, you forget why you walked into the room. Sound familiar? You're not broken. Your working memory is just maxed out. So how do you protect it? With external systems and internal practices. Let's explore both. 1. Offload to systems. Stop trying to carry everything in your head. Write things. Use checklists. Set reminders, capture ideas immediately. Every time you offload a task or thought, you free up space on your mental whiteboard. This makes room for actual thinking, not just remembering. Don't use your brain as a storage unit. Use it as a studio to minimize. Open loop send. Open loop is any unfinished thought, task, or decision. Each one takes up space, even if you're not actively thinking about it. Too many open loops. Your mental RAM slows down, so close loops when you can, and if you can't yet. Capture them somewhere safe, a notebook app or voice memo. The less you carry, the better you focus. 3. Focus on one cognitive load at a time. Multitasking doesn't. Just split your attention. Splits your memory capacity. When you write an email while listening to a podcast and checking Slack, your brain keeps switching whiteboards and nothing sticks. Do one high-load task at a time, give it your full, short-term bandwidth. Then switch with intention. Meet Ethan, software developer. He prided himself on keeping it all in his head. Tasks, bug reports, client notes, deadlines. But by 3 p.m. each day, his brain was toast. Then he started using a simple system, capturing tasks in Notion, writing down every bug or idea, instantly planning tomorrow the night before his working memory went. From chaos to calm, and suddenly he had more focus, better code, and way fewer mistakes. It wasn't his brain power that changed. It was the load he put on it. What you can apply today. Do a brain dump. Right now, write down everything you're mentally juggling. Tasks, ideas, decisions. Get it all out then. Organize it. What needs action? What can wait? What can be deleted? Your working memory will thank you with instant clarity. Quick recap: working memory is your brain's short term. Task manager: it's small, it's powerful, and easy to overload. Use systems to offload thoughts. Close open loops. Focus on one cognitive load. At a time, what action plan you can take today? Write it down. Start capturing everything. Ideas. Asked. Reminders. Review open loops daily. Don't leave thoughts floating. Protect mental space, one high-load task at a time. Deep work over scattered work. You don't need a bigger brain, you need a lighter. 1. Because clarity doesn't come from holding more, it comes from carrying less. Next, we'll look at the final power move, how to blend hyperfocus and scatterfocus into one seamless high-performance rhythm. But for now, remember, your brain's not a warehouse, it's a WHITBOARD. Keep it clean, keep it clear, and watch what happens. Now this is where it all comes together. Focus, distraction, clarity, creativity, productivity. And Peace author calls it the hyperfocus rhythm, a natural flow that balances deep concentration with mindful wandering. What if productivity didn't feel forced? What if you could move through your day with clarity, without the guilt of distraction or the burnout of non-stop effort? That's the promise of the final chapter in Hyperfocus, the rhythm. Because life isn't meant to be a constant push, and focus isn't meant to be a cage. It's a flow, back and forth between two modes. Hyperfocus, when you're deeply locked into one task. Scatterfocus, when your mind drifts, rests, and connects dots in the background. When you switch between them intentionally, you unlock a mental rhythm that's sustainable, powerful, and deeply human. Let's explore it. Think of your mind like breathing. Inhale, hyperfocus. Exhale, scatterfocus. Too much inhale, you suffocate. Too much exhale, you collapse. But together, you thrive. This rhythm is how your brain wants to work. We just have to let it. Let's look at both modes and how to use each one on purpose. Hyperfocus. The inhale, this is the zone of deep work, concentration, flow. Ecution, you'll use it to create, produce, solve. Finish, you've already learned how to get here. Eliminate distractions, set clear intentions. Design, your space, protect your time, focus on one thing. But you can't live here forever. Your brain needs balance. Scatterfocus, the exhale. This is your recovery and idea generation mode. It happens when you let your mind wander with purpose. Walking journey in drain. Without the radio, it's not laziness. It's where connections happen. The most creative insights don't come when we're thinking hard. They come when we're not thinking at all. Scatter focus is when your brain integrates everything you've absorbed and surprises you with something new. So, how do you build the rhythm? Simple. Alternate between the two. Intentionally. Here's one way to do it. Morning. Hyperfocus. Block deep work mid-morning. Walk or active break. Scatter focus. Late morning, admin or light tasks lunch. No screens. Rest. Afternoon. Second hyperfocus block evening. Reflect. Read, stretch. Journal. You inhale. You exhale. You grow. Take Mira, a startup co-founder who used to burn out every 3 weeks. She lived in hyperfocus. No breaks, no wander time, no downtime. Until she read Hyperfocus. Now, she works in 90-minute focus blocks, follows each with a walk or sketching break, and reserves time for journaling at night. Her energy upped her ideas, flowing her stress. Way down, Myra didn't slow down. She synced up with her brain. That's the rhythm. What you can apply today, plan tomorrow using the rhythm. Choose one 90-minute hyperfocus block, then pair it with a 30-minute scatter focus break. Don't cram more design. Better flow. Watch your energy and clarity shift instantly. Quick recap: Hyperfocus equals intentional. Deep effort scatter focus equals restful. Wandering recovery, both are essential. Balance them through your day for clarity, energy, and creative power. 3-step action. Plan schedule 1. Hyperfocus block per day. Protect it like gold. Build and scatter focus moments. Walk. Reflect. Journal without screens. Notice the shifts. You'll think clearer, work deeper, and feel lighter. You don't need to push harder. You need to breathe better, because real productivity isn't just about doing more. It's about thinking clearly, resting well, showing up with purpose. That's the rhythm of a full, focused life. So take them, use them, and build a life that isn't just busy, but meaningful.
So it's your turn now. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is the courage to begin and the desire to grow. Even one small idea can change everything. Because thinking is just the beginning. Growth. And real success comes from doing. If this video moved you, tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to rise. This is Fortune Doubles, where timeless books spark real-life breakthroughs. See you in the next story.